Today we're back up in Tennessee and we were looking around our local town and we came across this really cute bakery and cafe called Miller's Bread. And the kids and I enjoyed a wonderful brunch while Nelson was starting work back at the farm. So in the last video I shared that we had already had our septic tank installed, but what I did not share was everything that it took to get it done. See, in true Platero fashion, there is never a project that we start that does not go without a speed bump. So you see this pile of rocks? Yeah, the one I was talking about in this video when I was telling you all that I had a lot of landscaping rocks that I did not want to get rid of. Well, that was from the first location that we were digging in before we had to change the location to put the septic tank in and start digging all over again. See, we originally started digging here, but we actually needed to dig here in order to get the proper slope for the drainage into the leach lines. The things you learn when you start building on your property. And that was fun because, as you can see, there's a lot of rock on our property. We do live on top of a mountain, so that is why you see that here. So excavating on our land is not always the easiest depending on where you're at. Of course, the leach line area was actually very easy to dig out, as you can see. But of course, where we needed the septic tank was where the majority of the rock was, because that's just what happens when we do a project. Everything was done according to code. We made sure that we did it properly, which is why the leach lines were so far away from that rocky area to allow for proper drainage. So while the guys were actually outside dealing with that, I actually got a little gift from one of my neighbors who happens to love painting as much as I do. Of course, she is so much better. She gave me this wonderful painting to put in the camper so that it would feel more like home, along with this smaller print of hers. And I just thought it was such a lovely gift, and she really has some amazing talent. Hopefully I'll be able to learn a little bit from her. I also found a box of a couple of plates and pots that I can use in the camper, so I began to put those where they needed to go. And it would be several days later before we got the septic tank situation complete. Remember this black tank that I showed earlier? Yeah, we had to replace it with this tank. And because of the amount of rocks that were in the area where we needed to install the septic tank, we needed to have a lower profile tank installed instead. Does it not remind you of a really large coffin being buried in the ground? Honestly, I had no idea this is what they look like, so I learned something new.
Alright, so we got the tank installed up there. That holds all the solids, gray water, and then from the tank you have your line going to the leach line. So this is where all the water dissipates through the field, and depending on, how many bedrooms or how big the home is will determine how size the tank and the size of the field line or the leach lines. So these are chambers. So there's different types of leach lines you can install. This is the one that I chose to go with, and right now we're just grading to get that gradual slope to the leach lines, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll be able to start using the bathroom in that bad boy, and we will be permanent. So this has been quite an adventure. It kind of, I keep putting my finger there, excuse me, but yeah, this took a little bit longer than expected. So if you see all that rock over there, well, you see those mounds, so this is fresh dirt, and then these are all rocks. And normally, where we were from, Georgia, you have red clay. It's not that big of an issue to dig. Sometimes we run into rocks, but not really that big of an issue. But here in Tennessee, that's why they call it Rocky Top. I mean, it was straight sandstone, and that stuff was super, super hard. So we had our mini excavator back there. You can kind of see it. We had this huge jackhammer, and boy, it was a challenge to get through all of it to install the tank. But finally we got it set. It has been quite a journey. So here's a close-up of the chambers, the leach line, and that pipe will connect here, and then the water just dissipates all the way down through there. And then the mini excavator, we're gonna go backfill in the septic tank. And the gentleman that came and helped me do this, you see them, one right there, one right there. They are brothers. There's my baby chasing them. Get him. So, got a little bit of a drama going on. The inspector said he's out here in the county we live in, and he wants to go ahead and get the inspection because he said he will not be available this evening. So if he doesn't do it this morning, we'll have to wait an extra day, and that's really not what we want to do. So we are hurrying our butts off. Go time. There's our little one inspecting the work being done. She's out here making sure there ain't no mice or nothing in these holes. She's actually, she's caught a few already. She's out here making sure there ain't no field mice getting in our camper. So she's inspecting the job site, making sure everything looks good. She'll sign off, let us know if we can keep working. All right, look at her. All right, so we got the outlet. It's got the negative slope down to the leach line. And the old saying goes, shit rolls downhill. So that's basically what you have to do on the outlet side. This side has to be higher than that side, so it all just flows down. All right, so these are the gentlemen that helped with the install. They have their own company. It is Thomas Septic, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, Thomas Septic. We do anything from new installs to repair work, pump outs, anything dealing with the house. You know, from outside to your septic. We'll even do sewer hookups as well. So anything you need.
And these boys are based out of Georgia, so unfortunately, you know, if you're in the surrounding states, we can't get you there. But in Georgia, I know we have a lot of followers in Georgia. Please reach out to these boys. And when you do, you know, tell them you got the referral from the Latina Next Door or the Latino engineer. And if you do, I'll get something to you. You know, it'll be a surprise for you. So make sure you let them know, you know, if it turns into an actual order, obviously, you know, but, you know, I'm big on supporting small business, you know, family owned business, local business. So please reach out to these boys. These guys are awesome. We were out here a little bit longer than we thought we were going to be. It was a touch and go there for a little bit, but the inspector just left, signed off on everything. We're good to go. We're going to cover this hole up and we're going to get back to it. But again, please reach out to these guys. You know, they're awesome. You know, please reach out to them. Again, I'll put their information on the description link below, or, you know, Yami will. I don't know if I will. But anyways, please reach out to them and say that the Latina Next Door and the Latino engineer referred them to y'all. We are filling the leach lines back up.
Well, that is the story of how we got our septic tank installed for our camper. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will have another update very soon. We'll see you guys then.